Good morning, students. In this video, we will discuss about heat and calorimetry. So before going to numericals, we will talk about some basic definitions like heat, temperature, specific heat, and later on calorimetry. So let's start the video. So in this video, first we will discuss about what is heat, what is the basic definition of heat. So, heat is also an energy. So we can make a definition like heat is a form of energy which produces the sensation of warmth. Actually, this is not a physics definition, but you can take it to understand the meaning of a heat. So now we will discuss about what is the basic or what is the proper definition of heat. So heat is a form of energy which is transferred from one body at higher temperature to another body at lower temperature when they are placed in contact with each other. So what the basic you can remember is like heat. What is heat? Heat flows from hot body to cold body. I have highlighted in green also, so you can take it like so. I have highlighted in green also, and you can take it as so hot to cold, hot to cold. So it will never flow from cold to hot. So what I mean, cold to hot is never possible. Okay, this is forbidden. Actually, this doesn't take place in nature, so it is forbidden. So uh, if you have to remember what is heat, heat flows from hot to cold when the two bodies are placed in contact with each other. So this is the basic definition which you can remember of heat. Okay. So now to now every quantity in physics there should be a unit attached to it. How do we measure heat? So the units of heat are joule and calorie. SI unit is joule, which you can take as a standard international unit, and CGS unit is calorie. Okay, so basically when in examination, in exams, or in uh, anywhere, if it is asked, you have to change the unit. Like if it is given in calorie, then you have to change it in joule. It matters that it matters a lot that in which all the variables, all the units should be same. It can't be like that you have measured heat in joule and you are measuring temperature in uh, Fahrenheit. Okay, you have to measure temperature in Kelvin or degree Celsius, and or you have to convert it as it is asked in the question. So now um, we will discuss about temperature. What is temperature? Temperature of a body is defined as the degree of hotness or coolness of a body. Okay, what is the hotness? How you will measure hotness? How you will measure coolness? Only two things are there. So how you will measure them? It is temperature. What is the degree? What is the strength of hotness or coolness? Is temperature. Okay, or the more proper definition you can examine is that it is a thermal state condition of a body which would determine the direction of flow of heat when the body is placed in contact with each other. So how you will measure or how you will determine the direction of flow of heat, that it is uh, from where it is placed, that higher to lower, and then to like there are three bodies, like there are three bodies, body 1, body 2, body 3. So I can explain you like there is body 1, body 2, body 3. We don't know the we do not know the degree or something. So how you measure the direction? So how can you measure the direction is which determine the direction of flow of heat. Okay, so this is the definition of temperature. It is measured in degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. And also I forget it to write here, Kelvin. Kelvin is also Kelvin. Okay, it is the absolute temperature scale. At this point of time you do not need to know what is absolute temperature scale, but only you can remember it is made in degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Okay, so here in numericals we will use mostly degree Celsius. Okay, so now going to calorimetry, first we will describe the definition of specific heat. Specific heat of a substance may be defined as the amount of the heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through unit degree. What I mean that if I define uh, if I define del Q, if I define del Q is equal to Sm del T. At this point of time, you need not to worry about what is del. Actually this is beyond your scope. In higher classes, you will learn about what is del, but forget about it here. Read it as SMT. Okay, simple. So when I keep the temperature at 1 degree Celsius and at 1 kg, mass at 1 kg, then del then it will become q q is equal to s. Okay, q is equal to s. So now read the definition. Specific heat of a substance may be defined as the amount of heat required, कि कितनी हीट चाहिए ताकि हम टेम्परेचर को जो जिस सब्सटेंस जिस सब्सटेंस की स्पेसिफिक हीट है उसे हमें मेजर करना है, तो हमें कितनी हीट चाहिए ताकि हम उसका टेम्परेचर रेज कर पाए टू 1 डिग्री. Okay, it is very simple that I'll tell you again that specific heat of a substance, that specific heat of substance हम उसे बोलेंगे कि हमें कितनी हीट चाहिए ताकि हम उस सब्सटेंस का टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री बढ़ा सकें अगर हमारे पास 1 kg ऑफ सब्सटेंस हो तो उसे बोलेंगे स्पेसिफिक हीट. सो एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम डोंट bother about del or what is del. So you can simply remember it is Q is equal to SMT, where Q is equal to heat, S is equal to specific heat, M is equal to mass, T is equal to temperature. And units we will define, it is joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, so you can calculate the unit also, like from the formula, like Q is made in joules and mass is measured in kg, temperature is measured in Kelvin, so it will become joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, so it is very easy to calculate the units if you know the formula. So now we will go to our main topic, that is calorimetry and the numericals based on this. So firstly we read the definition. What is calorimetry? Calorimetry means measurement of heat. So, like you measure the temperature by thermometer. So how you measure heat? Heat is measured by calorimetry. So the principle of calorimetry is based on the conservation of energy, that when a hot body is mixed with a cold body, the heat lost by the hot body is equal to the heat gained by the cold body. That is, heat is never lost. That the lost amount of heat is equal to heat gained by the other body. If the one substance lose heat, then other substance will gain that heat. It will never lose to the environment. At, I'm telling the basic definition. Don't take it as the standard definition. Uh, okay, so the heat lost by the hot body is equal to the heat gained by the cold body. Obviously, the that is at higher temperature will be at greater height, at greater temperature, and the body which is at lower uh, temperature will be cold. Okay, so it is common sense. So now we can now we can understand the in depth that how to use this and how to solve numericals based on this calorimetry. Okay, so let me define that this is first body, this is first body, this is second. So this is at higher temperature, this is at higher temperature, this is at higher temperature, let it be T1. Now this temperature, let it be T2, let it be T2, this is at low temperature. Now I told you that the principle is heat lost is equal to heat gained. Heat lost is equal to heat gained. Okay, so now now they should pass up to heat, like एक बॉडी से दूसरी बॉडी में तब तक पास करते रहेंगे हीट जब तक वो एक इक्विलिब्रियम में नहीं आ जाते, जब तक वो एक इक्विलिब्रियम टेम्परेचर में नहीं आ जाते, जिसे हम T3 बोलेंगे. T3 is equal to equilibrium temperature. Equilibrium temperature. Okay, so it is very easy to understand. Now obviously when one body will lose heat, then we will say heat lost by the body A, and B is gaining heat, so we will say heat gained by body B. So how? So obviously first body will lose temperature, so there is fall of temperature. So fall of temperature is T1 is obviously at higher, so there will be T1 minus T3. This is greater, T1 is greater, and T3 is at lower. Okay, so a rise in temperature, obviously body B is gaining heat, so there will be a rise in temperature. So T1 obviously is at equilibrium, it is at higher temperature, so T1 minus T2 is the temperature which is raised. So now heat lost by the body, you can see by the equation number 1, heat lost by the body is given by M1 into S1 into T1 minus T3. Heat gained by the body B is equal to M2 into S2 into T3 minus T2. So from the principle of calorimetry, or you can say that from the principle of conservation of energy, heat lost by A is equal to heat gained by B. So the heat lost by A is given equation number 1, and heat gained is equation number 2. So we will equate them, and this is your principle of calorimetry, which we say heat lost is equal to heat gained, or heat gained is equal to heat lost. So now we can see, now you have understood this formula, also the concept, but it will not come yet when you will not solve numerical. So to understand the concept of physics, or to understand the written mathematics, you have to solve the numericals. So first we will will solve you the example number 1, example number 2, and then we will go to the unsolved ones. Okay. So example number 1 says, when 500-gram boiling water is poured into a mug which weighs 0.15 kg, the temperature of the water falls to 70 degrees Celsius if the specific heat of the water is 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3 joule per kg per Kelvin. Calculate the amount of the heat lost by the water. So now it is asking the heat lost. So I have told the heat lost is given by the equation number 1, that is m1 into s1 into T1 minus T3, where T1 is higher temperature, T3 is lower temperature. So because temperature can't be negative, if you will do T3 minus T1, then it will be the negative temperature. Temperature can't be negative. So it is a positive quantity, it is a real quantity. So obviously you will put this formula. It is very easy. M1 is also given, S1 is also given, T1 is also given, T3 is also given. Only you have to calculate heat. Heat is in joules. So obviously when you will put the numbers, you will get 6.3 into 10 raised to power 4 joules. Now moving to example number 2, 2 kg of water at 80 degrees Celsius is poured into a plastic bucket containing 10 kg of water at 20 degrees Celsius. What is the final temperature of the water? So now the final temperature, it is asking the final temperature. So obviously when you are pouring water, then there is heat lost by the body A and its heat is gained by the body B. Here body A is 2 kg of water and body B is 10 kg of water. So obviously you can apply here heat loss is equal to heat gain. So obviously what we have to calculate, T1 here, T1 is T1 is 80 degrees Celsius because it is higher temperature, and T2 is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so obviously T3, you can guess the answer also. Obviously T3 should be higher than T2 should be higher than, I am missing that T3. Yeah, T3 is your equilibrium, so T3 should be higher than your T2. What I meant to say that T1 is greater than T3 is greater than T2. This is at higher, this is at lower, this is at equilibrium. So you have to calculate this. Obviously you will equate and put the numbers. Everything is given. M1 is also given, M2 is also given. Specific heat you need not to calculate, because specific here is also specific heat of water. This is also the specific heat of water. This is also the specific heat of water. So here S2 is equal to S1. So it will cancel. Only you have to solve for T3 and you will get 30 degree Celsius. Okay, so it is also very easy. So now question number 1. So question number 1, it is asking 500 gram of hot water at 60 degrees Celsius is kept in open till its temperature falls to 35 degrees Celsius. Calculate the heat energy lost to surrounding by the water. Okay, so you have to calculate the heat energy loss. It is similar to example number 1, but I have solved it, so you can do it with Q1, Q2. It is just the numbers. So it is same as example number 1. It is same as example 1. So only the digits are changed. Rest of it is whole same sum as example number 1. Now going to question number 2. If 250 joule of heat is supplied to 15 gram of water, calculate the rise in temperature of water. Okay, so it is asking the rise in temperature. So rise in temperature is given by equation number 2. It is given by equation number 2. So put this. So you will get. You have to calculate the rise in temperature. Obviously temperature should be in degree Celsius. So you will shift T3 minus 2. T2 is equal to Q2 upon M2 into S2. Q2 is as is, I think, Q2. Um, what I am now? Oh, I'm reading for some. Sorry. Yeah, Q2 is 252 and M2 is your 0.015. I have converted. See, first I have told that convert the unit. This is not an SI unit. Convert it. 15 upon 1000. Okay, so you will convert it 0.015. Okay, so you will convert. S2 is given 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3. Okay, so it is given, and you will get the temperature. So actually it is the rising temperature, it's not alone temperature, it is a rising temperature, so there must be the difference between the temperature. Rise means difference in temperature. Okay, now the thermal capacity of an aluminium vessel of mass 500 gram. Okay, thermal capacity is defined as Q by T. It is defined as Q by T is equal to M into S. Of See, it is again the your master formula, that is Q is equal to M2 into S into T, but here it is thermal capacity. So thermal capacity is defined by Q by T. Okay, so obviously to calculate Q by T, so Q by T is equal to M into S. So again M is equal to 0.5 into specific heat is 910, so you'll get 455 joule upon degree Celsius. Next is calculate the heat absorbed in joules. So you have to calculate the heat absorbed in joules by a vessel of thermal capacity 40 joule per degree when its temperature is raised from 20 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. Okay, so you have to calculate the heat absorbed. You have given the thermal capacity, so this time you have given the thermal capacity, means Q upon T is given. So this is given, so I put this 40. Okay, so you have to calculate, so you have to calculate this, so you have to calculate this, so it is simple. T3 minus T2 is given, it is given, shift it here, so it will come 2000 joules. Okay, now calculate the heat required to raise the temperature of 50 gram of iron from 25 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. The specific heat of the iron is 447 joule per kg per Kelvin. Now it is required to raise the temperature. Obviously it is, we have learned about heat loss is given by Q1 into M1 into S1 into T1 minus T2. Now it is given as Q is equal to M2 into S2 into T3 minus T2. So again M2 is given, S2 is given, T3 minus T2 is given. It is very easy, you have to put the numbers and get the answer, that is 1676.25 joules. Now question number 6, it is same as question number 5. बिल्कुल सेम है, बस आपकी वैल्यू चेंज है, 150 ग्राम कर दिया है और टेम्परेचर कर दिया है 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस, and specific heat of iron is given in the first question. You can put and you can get the answer, question number 6, as 360 joules. Now question number 7. So question number 7, it is asking find the amount of the heat required to raise the temperature of 100 gram of water from 30 degrees Celsius to 100 degree Celsius. So Q is equal to M2 into S2 into T3 minus T2. So amount of the heat required, it is again the amount of the heat required. You have given M2 is 0.1, S2 is 4.2. Remember it is given in your joule per gram. So the answer will be in kilojoules, because I have told you that it is the specific heat of water is 4.2 into 10 raised to power 3. So obviously that 10 raised to power 3 is missing, so the answer will be in kilojoules. So 4.2 into T3 minus T2, T3 minus T2 is 100 minus 30, it is 70, and you will get 29.4 kilojoules. So the answer is kilojoules. Now if I talk about the rest of the sum of numericals, they are a bit the same, you can try. Actually, see, if I'll try the whole numericals, you will not get anything. So I have tried first, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th is same. If you get any problem, you can comment below on the video, and we will definitely do, or in next video I'll definitely do 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. But this will be practice for you, so you can practice how, because obviously you have to solve it. जितनी लोग आप लोग सॉल्व करेंगे उतनी ही गलतियां होंगी, उतनी ही गलतियों से सीखोगे. बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली आपको अगर स्विमिंग करनी है तो आपको पानी में गिरना ही होगा. तो ऑब्वियसली आपको अगर न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करने हैं तो गलतियां होंगी और गलतियों से ही सीखोगे. तो आई होप आप लोगों को ये वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. आई होप यू एंजॉयड द वीडियो. इफ you have any doubt or need any clarification about the numerical or concept, you can comment on the video and you can ask. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. So ये वीडियो यहीं तक था. Thank you so much.